Cancer. Take a seat and relax. There is nothing you need to do in this present moment except to enjoy your reading. Alright, so we have a little mood lightning because my salt rock really wanted to be here for this reading. And if I had my normal lights on, you couldn't really see the colors and the lights of this thing. So we have a little darker lighting for this week's reading. I hope you can, I think you can still see the cards fine, but either way, here's some romantic lighting for this reading. And yeah, it's very well deserved, especially with all of the noise that is going on in the world right now. Yes, and we start with number 11. Yes, we have Stanley here saying, "Did I stutter?" And the universe is the one quoting Stanley, just like Michael Scott quoted Wayne Gretzky when he said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't." What did he say? Oh, well, you know what I'm talking about. But here we have the universe quoting Stanley saying, "Did I stutter?" So I don't know if you already know what this is about. You probably do, because it's going to be very, very repetitive. Ooh, okay, this is cool. It's going to be very, very repetitive, I think. Yeah, it's going to be repetitive, and you're going to be like, what? Did I see that right? And here's the universe saying, did I stutter? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Moon. Something I saw right away in the visuals of these. See how it is round, and this is round. So it's almost like she is holding this moon card in her lap. And this is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen, imagine the Queen like a loving, nurturing mother, right? A natural, loving, and nurturing mother. And we're talking about the Pentacles, which is the physical world, the things that you can see, right? All of these things that you can see. So the Queen of Pentacles takes care of all of these things that you can see. She takes care of the material things. She takes care of her money. But right now we are talking about the moon here. She's holding the moon in her lap. So she's taking care of this moon. This moon is being taken care of. And what is this moon about? Well, this moon is about darkness, where there is no light, right? Everything is, creepy. Just like our mood lighting here. It's a little more darker than usual, which is very, very cool, actually, that the moon popped up, because the moon popped up in the Pisces reading as well. And I didn't even think about saying that. But yeah, so we got a lot of darkness here. But this darkness is being taken care of. So whatever is going on in your life, if it feels, especially if it feels dark and gloomy, and and of course it is, because look at the world right now, right? Well, this is the Queen of Pentacles is taking care of it. She is taking care of it. This moon, the sun, always goes up in the morning, right? Night time always turns into day. And to quote the great Valkyrie, at the end of the day, it's night. And just as well, at the end of the night, it's day. So do not worry. It's all being taken care of. Right? The universe. Did I stutter? Look at it. The source. Beautiful. Another cool little circle here. And suppression. 10 of Wands. So we got the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Wands. The fires. So just like the Pentacles is about the things we can see, the fire cards are all of the things that we can't see, right? So if this is our human body, then this is our human soul, right? You can't see a soul. When somebody dies, you just see their human body die, but you don't see their soul leave or anything, right? Because even if it does, but it's like you can't see it. It's like the wind, right? You can't really see the wind, but you can see the effect that the wind has on the things around it. right? How do we know it's windy? Well, we can feel it on your skin. It kind of blows you, you know. You can also see it in the swaying trees, right? If there was no wind, the trees wouldn't be moving, but there is wind, so the trees are moving, right? A body, if it's moving, it's like the soul is there, you know. You see the effect that the soul has on the human body. When the soul leaves, when there is no soul, the human body doesn't move either. So this is the source that we're talking about, the soul, the fire, the one that doesn't stop moving, the eternal part of you, right? So like fire, you know how fire is always moving, moving, moving. Even if it's still in a candle, it's still moving, moving, moving. So that is our soul part. That is our eternal part. And you can't see it, but you can see the effect that it has on the things around it. So what is being suppressed here? We're talking about your soul, who you are. The darkness here. Interesting. So kind of how I was saying, if I have this light on, you can't really see the colors, right? So darkness helps you to see the colors. Darkness helps you find the source, because the source is shining all of the time. And during the day, you know, there's no point in really looking for the source, because you almost can't see it. But in the dark of times, in the darkness, it's very easy to recognize the light when you see it. That is why we have hate, right? Because if we came across love, if we came across things that we love and enjoy, you wouldn't know that you love and enjoy them, because you wouldn't know that there are things you don't love and don't enjoy. So that is the cool things about bad things happening, is that it's very easy to recognize the good when those bad times are occurring. Yeah. So suppression, interesting. When you suppress yourself, it's very obvious when you stop suppressing yourself, right? The way you feel when you feel suppressed. Look at that, all those ropes tangled all around and he can't move. But as soon as all those ropes are cut off and there are no ropes entangling him, he's going to know that difference for sure. Ace of Cups, beautiful. And the Queen of Swords, cool. The Queen of Swords was also in the Pisces reading. Ace of Cups. So cups, we are in the emotions. We're talking about the emotions now. So if we focus in on the emotions, well, it's kind of hard to feel those emotions when you are suppressing yourself, because that's literally what suppressing is. You are saying, I don't want to feel. I don't want to see. No, thank you. Darkness. But you're not just suppressing all of those bad emotions, you're suppressing the good ones as well. And we don't want that anymore. We want to take care of ourselves. All right, look at it. Okay, this is cool. So we're taking care of our physical. We're taking care of the things we can see. We got the fire in us, right? Your soul, your passions, the things you can't see, but you can see the effect that these things have. Now we have, and these both are aces. Now we have the Ace of Cups, the emotions, right? So imagine not suppressing the emotion, not even the bad ones, right? Because the bad emotions are useful as well, right? If there is a fire and I put my hand in a fire, well, guess what? My hand is going to go, ouch, and it's going to hurt, right? And it's a good thing that it hurts, because that tells me, hey, stop putting your hand in fire because you're going to hurt yourself, right? So it's a good thing that I felt pain so that I can take my hand out of the fire, right? If I didn't feel pain, if I didn't feel those bad emotions, then I would just keep my hand in fire, right? And I would have probably melt my hand because, you know, I don't feel any pain, and so I'm not gonna take my hand out. I'm gonna just keep burning myself. So good and bad emotions are both equally useful. So, right, same with this darkness. Right? Thank God for all of these dark times, because it's very easy to tell when the good things are happening, right? When you are into the good stuff. And the Queen of Swords. So now we have the physical things you can see. We have the invisible, the soul part of ourselves. We have our emotions, and then we end with our thoughts as well. We are very well rounded here. Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords, right? The swords are the mental part of our logic, our thoughts, the way we perceive things, right? The stories we make up in our minds. That's the Queen of Swords, or that's the swords in general, right? The Queen of Swords. So we already talked about the Queen of Pentacles in here. So the Queen is what? A nurturing, loving mother, right? So if you are having thoughts that are suppressing yourself, well, you are not treating yourself like a loving, nurturing mother. A loving, nurturing mother would cut off, you know, the things that are hurting you, right? If I have a Cancer over here, the Queen of Swords is going to cut that right off, because she knows that Cancer is going to, you know, eat her up, right? Same with like the fire. Imagine me putting my hand in fire. The Queen of Swords is like saying, hey, nope, cut that off. Cut that connection off, because we are getting hurt. So we don't want to be around this fire. And the Queen of Swords. So we're talking about the swords though. So we're talking about your own thoughts. So if you have thoughts that are suppressing yourself, thoughts that, hey, you can't do this, hey, thoughts of I'm not good enough, start cutting those off, because we don't need those anymore. Those are like Cancer, and we don't want those anymore, right? So we are very well-rounded here. You have been doing a great job. Look at that. All these circles well-rounded. So yeah, make sure you are taking care of each one of these steps, and it looks like you have, right? Did I stutter? The universe. Okay, and then I want to see if we can figure out why the universe is not stuttering. But maybe that's the surprise, huh? 10. Cool. I love this card. This is my nature card. This is my go outside card. This is my remember, you know, sometimes when we suppress ourselves, we feel so big, right? The room that he's in is very small. So no more suppressing yourself. Remind yourself of how big you really, you know, this place is. Look at, there's Michael and Dwight. So we are very small, which means that our problems and our stress is also very small compared to the universe, right? And the universe is right here saying, did I stutter? So this is like your ground yourself card. I don't know, do whatever makes you less stressful. Feel your small self be a part of such a bigger whole, right? You're just a tiny little being in a massive, beautiful place, right? Instead of this, a huge being in a tiny place. Nope, we are tiny beings in a massive, beautiful place. Yes, what say you, right? It's now or never. Did I stutter? Yeah, this we aren't here for a long time, but we can be here for a good time. Dwight says that there are moments where we can affect change. For a few seconds every decade we exist. These are those seconds. Do you want to spend these seconds suppressing yourself? Or do you want to enjoy and have a good time? Alright, Cancer, I really hoped this reading helped. If it did help, please help me with a like. Please help me with a comment. And subscribe if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Peace.